possible, even if they lose this, to make that run through the lower bracket. But either way, our first matchup is here for day one of the Invitational. So much on the line for North America. It's Furia and NRG. Lemon Kiwi and Chiefs, take it away.
Oh, my cope levels are off the charts, or I'm just a genius. Yeah, Spring Cup NRG had to make that deep lower bracket run, but are they on top, or Furia, was that just a fluke? Like I said, I felt like when I watched that series that Furia lost to themselves.
Yeah, they definitely felt a little hesitant on defense, much more so than they normally are. So really hoping that they were able to find some adjustments in this 2-week break, because remember, we did take a week off to go to CRL Worlds, so maybe a little bit extra prep time helped both teams, and we'll see what everybody has to offer. And NRG, you're looking for that consistency to return to their type of play, and right now, indeed, early on, pressed on defense and just making sure to keep things at bay.
And it was really kind of Squishy that had an amazing performance, but we know the mechanics, we know the potential of Furia is there. These long passes, NRG were really good at getting in between that in that last series, so Furia may have to play closer, a bit looser, and you're seeing that from Lost, but it's the layers that you have to peel back from NRG. Challenge does go NRG's way, but the defense of Furia seems unperturbed.
Ooh, nasty pinch from Garrett G. Went the wrong way, but had a teammate in the right position to at least make it playable. And Furia right now, they're definitely, oh, that's a big whiff. Never mind. I was about to say they're definitely in the driver's seat, but as soon as they lost possession, kind of things go out the window there. And this is NRG's first chance in this game to really feel like they've got a decent grip.
It just takes someone in the driver's seat in a car crash too, so it depends where you're steering. But so far, Furia able to get creative with it. Shot to the right, too wide by Lost from the right side, cuts it through for the first goal.
Really great placement here from Lost. Very patient approach up the field, just kind of staying with it. And you can see Squishy, he was trying to help Justin out in the net there because Justin in the back didn't really have a good sense. He was playing support for that challenge for his teammate instead of defending the net. And Squishy just trying to help him out. Unfortunately, that first touch a little bit wide, and so gave Lost a lot of angles to go to the back post.
Great denial from Lost on that back wall. He has leveled up his play from that last series because he seemed like the most uncomfortable one on the pitch when it came to Furia. Maybe it came to those adjustments coming to North America, but it's been a while. Justin, dribble, Lost, going in for the challenge, having a hard stop there. Card to the corner. Furia putting a big stop there, and here's the counterattack we know them for. The pass, the loss, popped up by Justin. That's enough time bought by NRG.
Really great save from NRG, but you loved that counterattack from Furia. You saw them sort of put that body right in the middle of where NRG wanted to try and come through and break that counterattack. They really put somebody in Garrett G's face, threw him off the play, and gave themselves a decent look. You just got to credit NRG for making a tough stop.
Okay, Yan to Card. How did NRG break that up? That was looking deadly. How is NRG's counterattack, though? Justin to the back wall, Squishy to the right post. And it's not the bounce that Justin wants, but it's the one that Furia can work towards to clear down this left lane. Lost, dodges the challenge, makes space for Furia. It's bought right back by NRG. Justin bumping defenders out of the way. Is the lane clear for NRG? They're lobbing it towards the net, but still can't slice through.
Not quite there, and that's really those defensive adjustments that you wanted to see out of Furia. You feel like the last time they played, they kind of got a little too hesitant there on those approaches. They decided to say, look, just get somebody in their face. They're able to make the touch, buy a little extra time, and make something happen.
Ooh, that's a dangerous cross in front of the box. And backflips, and NRG weren't quick enough to pounce on it. Garrett missed that challenge. Lost, flicks it. Squishy in the net, saves. You see NRG carving their way, going above and beyond. Justin continues the push. Lost will stall it out. Now corner control favoring Furia as NRG just haven't had that offense that has found that equalizer quite yet. 5 shots to 7 in favor of Furia.
Justin, he's dancing right now. He feels really good on the car control. Unfortunately, kind of dropped it a little bit there at the midfield, but right now he's able to break people down. Double commit from NRG. We'll have to buy a little time there, spread the field. Justin will do just that. Little air dribble just to give everybody time to reposition. But NRG certainly not really pushing here and just trying to keep Furia from really shoving hard, but time a factor. You really do got to send the house now if you're NRG. No more time to wait. Justin saves one away.
This is pressure from Furia, but a defense that NRG can depend on. But how is their counterattack? They haven't been able to expose those mistakes from Furia like they did in the last series, and Furia able to play at the pace that they're comfortable at. And it's 20 seconds left. 1-0 for Furia. Card with the pass to the back wall. Where's that third man stepping up? It's Yan, collides with Squishy. To the right side, Lost has the ball, dribbles it past at least one defender. NRG, good coverage. How is their space creation? It's their last attack, last offense for game one, and Garrett is demoed. Squishy heads back, and that's a lot of field to cover, and Yan will touch this ball to the ground for game one for Furia.
Really solid show from Furia there. I mean, they definitely let NRG through on a couple of counterattacks, but the important thing is they never let NRG really sit down and get comfortable on attack. They were able to break the push relatively quickly every time. You really like to see that type of ability to find those clears. And also, over on the NRG side, you look at it from their perspective and it's like, well, why were you not able to keep that attack going? They have a really, really soft midfield. They'd go up for some of those challenges and they just would not get even a hand on the ball. Somebody from Furia was making a really nice move and getting through that first defender completely not uncontested, but untouched, I will say. So that's what you're really looking to improve from NRG. I think the game itself played out all right, obviously. You're only down one. You can score one at any time. That's not a question. It's just a matter of where do you make those adjustments, and you may have to give a little more ground in that midfield from NRG to adjust on that challenge lane to try and keep the attack going.
And when it comes to NRG, like that conservative, that slow, methodical playstyle means that their accuracy, their mechanics, it's easy to pull off, but it makes them also more readable. And Furia tried to pick up the pace in that last series and just had a hard time adjusting down to NRG, but have now maybe downloaded how to work against this. I mean, Furia only won by one goal, and it was off of that offensive pressure where Lost found the corner shot. Able to go through, and here's NRG, beautiful setup, but Justin's getting chased around. Furia have their number two, but you're not out of the woods yet if you're Furia. Justin trying to center it out, but Card follows through to the midfield. Brought right back though, Garrett and Justin connecting well to keep the play going. But with low boost, Garrett needs to make this shot, but Lost is in the way. Card still looking for clears.
There we go.
Yan can't keep it going. NRG, the pressure mounts, but they just leave the play, so Furia finds space.
Yeah, they eventually did have to back off, but it ended up working out well. Hard counterattack, Card able to make a big stop, but you can see the difference that NRG is starting to get their hands up and on some of those challenges in the midfield. It's netting them a lot more offensive possession. Sure, Furia is equal to the task, but you're looking for big double commit, Shades of Season 5, and it's in! Oh my goodness gracious! Oh, that's not the first time NRG's conceded a goal by running into each other.
Oh no, that's
unfortunate start. Oh, brutal. Ooh.
And Furia are the ones now exposing those mistakes. 1-0, and NRG just can't be frustrated, not only in this game and in the whole major point situation. Just a reminder that Furia sits at 7th, NRG at 9th, and we've already spoke about basically any team can make the major. And Worlds is a war of its own. Shot from Justin, no one home in the net. There's the equalizer.
Great job here from Justin. He kind of just rotates out because he has no boost and says, yeah, I've got 12. My teammate just got demoed, and instead of just letting them through, I'm just going to turn and throw something at the net, and nobody really thought he would.
Wow, quick turn by NRG. First goal of the series. And especially after that team bump, you're feeling good. You know you have the potential to score. Yan didn't get that touch. Lost. Quick to clean that up. Now Squishy wants to keep the play going. NRG not able to find those rebounds and that consistent pressure on the offense, but this is a quick counterattack. Card stops it. I came in with a lot of speed. Now Squishy's demoed. NRG losing hold of that midfield. Card losing the ball. Now that everyone's up for NRG, watch out for what they can cook. Because they were almost able to team pinch that in, and Furia still hold the defense.
Nice float across, looking for Justin. He's there. He goes back to Garrett G. A really good idea because Justin saw two defenders in the net, so he wanted a little bit more to try and pull a defender out of position. Strong clear off the backboard. Squishy not in time, but NRG right now, best offensive showing so far. that I'm going to say for this split for me personally. It's been a long time since you've really seen them get to really camp out on an opponent's side and not allow too much. This is a great show. It's just a matter of can they actually score. Justin comes up empty, squishy off the wall. Where's Garrett? Here he is, barred to himself and kicked away by Lost.
Oh, the double tap almost in. Furia have had to put up some miraculous saves. They are just incredible at building that wall. And even when it costs them, or even when Furia have to go for demos, NRG come back swinging time and time again. This is the best NRG has looked all series, even though it is only game 2. But what is Card cooking up? Good dribble, trying to bait out Justin to Lost. It's slow, it's readable, and NRG are in the clear.
Lost going to be very disappointed with how he played that one-on-one. Just sort of dumped that ball away for free on an easy clear when he had a definite scoring opportunity. Garrett G slicing one towards the net. And again, and Furia definitely showing that they understand. Just send that one deep back. Let's have 2 be really solid attacking people and just make sure that whoever rotates out gives a lot of ground because NRG is coming right at the goal.
Ooh, Yan didn't get the second touch, but Lost seems to be connecting with this front line so well. And that was Lost who got that game-winning and really only goal for Furia. And I like that Furia are playing that much closer together. Now this is just tossed to NRG. A bit of harassment from Furia as NRG take to the skies. The midfield has them stopped. NRG still trying to keep that truck going. Squishy collides and bumps into a defender as Justin couldn't find his moment to strike, as Lost has a lot of space to work with. It's a ground pinch to the corner that stopped. And NRG are even able to read these fakes as Lost still guides this play forward for Furia.
It's starting to get a little bit dicey there. That's an excellent challenge. Justin just goes for the open space, his only choice. Demos in the midfield. Everybody going to have to buy some time, and Card does that. He lets it come down and tries to capitalize on this space. Justin able to dodge out of the way, and NRG slowly but surely starting to get pushed back at the tail end of game 2. Could get dangerous here.
The reset to Card. It's still stopped by Justin. NRG, difficult to expose now. 20 seconds to go. Will it be Furia on match point or NRG back on the rise? Don't make me look like a fool, NRG. I was the only one who predicted you on the desk, although at least the audience had your back. Justin is gone, but Garrett is not. At least the ball is shot from the right side, saved in the net. Play still going for NRG, and it's to the ground, and we go to OT for game 2.
Huge game from NRG. Frustrating to not actually convert any more of these chances. They've got 11 shots on target and a bunch of saves from Furia, so clearly not generating super high quality chances. That's really where NRG is trying to dial in now because, okay, we understand how to get there. Now just make sure we can find that one last pass to really pull that defense out. If you're Furia saying, let's just get the offense going again, playing defense is exhausting.
Yeah, NRG have created a lot of opportunities for themselves. They've had to be really creative and fake past Furia. Furia have the mechanics, the reset to flick above. You got one defender, you got past one, but it's Garrett in the net. Counterattack for NRG. Squishy ready on the right side. Garrett demo, 3-on-2 for NRG, but they're retreating. Scared to challenge Card, who's up in the sky. Justin waits for his moment. Squishy to Justin on the right side. Missed touch or maybe a fake from Justin. Either way, the ball's back for Furia.
And they need to control all that boost, and Squishy is currently just that big disrupting force. He's just trying to go as fast as he can, as hard as he can, through the center of those Furia rotations just to put somebody in their face and make them make a move. And right now, he's the greatest distraction NRG could ask for, as again, Justin turned aside at the goal line by Card.
And leaving that back wall open is scary, especially that midfield now 3-on-2 with that demo from Garrett. Now to Justin to center this out, trying to bait this Furia defense. Will not be shaken. Lost now losing the ball, or at least he's not being pressured there by NRG, who post up in the net, ready to get hit by anything. This ball goes to the left side. I like that NRG are going to spaces that Furia are not, maybe leaving gaps, and NRG are finding them. It's another offense brewing. Depends how this midfield breaks down. With Garrett missing, Furia don't have the ball, though. Even with this 3-on-2, it's not something they can work with.
Squishy doing a great job there. His teammate got demoed, so he had no options, and he had no boost, so gave a little wall dash off the side to get a little speed and just put a nose on it to buy some time, and really did kind of stifle that potential for Furia to really start an attack, but now they steal one away in the midfield. Justin's all on his lonesome, and it gets tipped down awkwardly, and RG really going to be on the defensive here for at least some time.
Lost is playing with a lot of energy. When Yan sets up the play, usually has resets and trying to fake out NRG. It's getting close to that blue net as we enter 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Card could connect with the rest of Furia. Good send away by NRG, but no follow-up. So Furia bring this right back to sender with that demo onto Garrett. They're in trouble. Respawns back though, and Furia still collecting themselves, structuring towards that blue net. It's mounting to pressure that NRG seem to be handling okay. Yan wins that challenge though, going towards the net. Garrett is there with the early challenge. Card keeps the play going. 3 minutes now, and Furia are just hammering this corner.
And that's a welcome clear from Justin, but it's right into the teeth. NRG really starting to get starved for boost off the wall, and they will again combine just to smash one away and hope that they can buy some time. Squishy just got a handle on a midfield 100 pad. That should lend some type of stability to this NRG defense. Now one guy won't be fighting for the pads in front of the net, and Furia pressing hard here, as they should.
And even when Furia run out of boost, they're right back in that blue half. Now finally, NRG can have some time to breathe. It's clear after clear. Garrett has to follow through though, right to the corner where Fury are waiting for them. Justin challenges, 50 stalls, lost the first one there. Yan pops it up before Squishy can get to it. The pinch down into the box. Lost was too far forward. And here's the counterattack. Garrett towards the net. And NRG with the response.
NRG actually totally tanked that. They made a huge mistake. Squishy pulled off a challenge, and that let Furia just through the gap. Furia absolutely had the numbers, and they had a good approach. They both missed the ball off the backboard on the NRG side, and then Lost is kind of just sitting there in the middle of the box like, I needed somebody to touch that somewhere, and so Card just thinks, look, we're still attacking. Let's shove as hard as we can. And then, unfortunately, he's too close to the play, and they get counterattacked for free. Like, NRG, it's that to me is thievery.
Leaf, I'm getting rickrolled right now, so please save me. What's popping on the bracket?
A few things. One, I think that's great because I actually just talked to Garrett G on my podcast recently, and he said that sometimes the best play is to make a mistake. And he straight up said
let him cook.
It works sometimes. Everyone's just like, hang on.
Yeah, but updates across the board. Space Station currently sitting at 2-0 match point against Dignitas. It's tied up in that third game 1-1 right now. Gen.G up 1-0 over Sup. We have Optic and Shopify tied right now 1-1 apiece. Complexity almost had the perfect sweep, but Team Axel did get a couple goals in the third game there. And so they're all tied up. Version 1 Koi, they're tied up 1-1. G2 M80 are tied up 1-1. Furia Energy, you can see what's going on here. And FaZe Clan are up 2-0 on match point on G League. They actually almost lost game 1. And I think it was like 7 seconds left and scored 2 goals to win.
Ooh, no slow starts, FaZe. Be careful.
Yep.
Can't afford it this week.
So Koi taking a game from version 1 after version 1 one Spring Cup. Maybe Koi are up to something good. We'll have to see how that series breaks down. But NRG, quick to press. I mean, it took a lot of minutes. It took their defense getting hammered over and over for the bricks to fall on Furia's end, who just seems so committed to getting that overtime 3-minute goal and committed to this one, but it's stopped. It's not just one defender you have to get past when it's NRG, it's multiple. The way that NRG cover their bases, it takes so much hustle from Fury to get through.
And Furia, you're right, the hustle is there, and more importantly, they're trying to consistently put NRG in positions where they're low on boost and starved on defense and force them to make decisions. That's where you really need all that experience and, frankly, team synergy. They've all played with each other for so long to survive in those situations. That doesn't make them any easier, though. Little mistouch from Justin forces Garrett G to come through and just smash one down the pitch, and actually it's going to work out quite nicely.
Yeah, I wonder what their advice is, so it's okay to make mistakes. And when you got teammates like the ones you have on NRG, it is fine to make mistakes because there's immediately someone there to clean it up, put it to the corner, get it out from in front of the box, whatever it is. NRG haven't made mistakes that someone hasn't made up for. Card is gone. Here's Furia with the counterattack now that everyone is respawned, but Squishy's always there sneaking up on you, ready to turn the play around, going to Justin.
Ooh.
Garrett popping up on the third man.
Ooh.
Double tap the slam at home.
You love this read from Garrett G. He really tests the defense here with this really nasty high touch, and he knew. He hit that and instantly rolled the car backwards. Talk about being in the lab and knowing exactly how the ball's gonna bounce. That was excellent.
Excellent from NRG. The way that they just all were involved in that offense too, not afraid to take some risk and get away from that maybe conservative play style. And that's one defender bumped by Furia. NRG had another one to go though. Here's Lost to Card, and this is dangerous for Squishy. He can't make it. Equalizer for Furia.
Lot to handle here for Squishy. You can see Justin and Garrett G trying to get back, but they also need boost, so they leave so much space. Squishy's really not in a bad spot, but unfortunately the reality is he doesn't have a whole lot of boost in the net, and he got one absolutely blasted at him. No chance.
Those are those Furia counterattacks that you have to watch out for, hence why NRG have had multiple people on this defense just in case. Now Garrett is gone. Furia bullying their way through to maybe a second goal. I like the attempt from Lost. It hits the post though, and Card will have his back. It's their time to clean it up as NRG collide and try to slow this down for Furia, who are picking up the pace, and they have boost to work with, but not the ball. You go for the demo if it's not for the objective, as NRG barely have any space as their backs are against the wall. Finally, the midfield seems clear, but Furia quick to close it to make NRG feel comfortable to leave that blue half, but it's Furia pressuring the net again. Card with the fake, and wow, NRG will not be dissuaded.
Like a matador, just threw that red flag up there, said jump, make the save, and he almost slipped through the gap. Great adjustment from NRG on defense to get back there and make that stop, but you really like this approach, or at least I certainly do, from Furia. It's high-powered, puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and even if they ended up losing that goal to Garrett G earlier in this game, I think they're fine with that. If they want to say, look, if you want to hit goals like that every time to beat us, that's okay. And they're going to keep that level of pressure up because it demands so much execution on the NRG side of things.
And it's good field awareness from NRG, the way Furia are crossing from lane to lane to see how they can break out of their half. NRG quick to press them, and Squishy presses him back into the locker, taking his lunch money. NRG with the lead.
Oh, Card, just a mistouch. Does not go the way he wants it to. He's thinking he can try and control the ball, and ends up he's just out in front, needs help from his teammate, who also can't get a solid touch, and Squishy kind of going from pressuring to, I guess I'll just score mode there.
Squishy needs to bring back that star performance from that last series against Furia. A Card, Lost looking for bumps against Squishy, opens up the net. That's a quick response by Furia.
Really nice. Wait, look at Lost here as he goes into the box. He pushes Squishy up the backboard, and he stares at him. He waits for him to come back down so he can put him back up there and stick him to the dartboard and give a lot of space for his teammate Card to come through and score that goal. Great pressure from Lost. Little fake kickoff here from Furia, trying to get early possession and pressure on NRG.
See him touch as Lost has the back pass, make sure NRG doesn't expose that.
Oops.
And wow, Justin, I guess, did just that. Even when Furia brought it back, they thought they were safe. They're not.
They did have a really nice kickoff. They actually got possession, but then they didn't make the right touch after they went for that pass upfield. It got picked off. They finally kind of found themselves in an awkward position, went for a back pass, and NRG just controlled so much space, they ran right back through them. So, like the idea from Furia, execution fell apart, though, and it cost them big time late as well.
NRG started with the lead, but will they end it? What a great challenge, 50 from Yan. Right into the box, but Lost a second too late to get on that as centered into the box. And Yan, how does he get through all of those people?
You're absolutely right. The wall is set up here. Lost pressuring on the net. Garrett G even gets a hand on it, and Yank somehow just absolute bull mode straight through everybody. pokes him into the top left-hand corner. Big shock for NRG. Thought that one was coming out for sure.
Full mode, bullseye, felt like. NRG started with the lead. Do they remain with it? Furia, it only takes them seconds to close the gap in the score. So we're equalized here in the series. Yan going far, Card ready for the pass. Yan wanted the back wall. Garrett reads it like a book, but Furia's offense, it thrives, it continues, it's relentless. Yan from the right lane just dumps it in as the midfield patrolled there by Furia. NRG find a moment to try and bulldoze their way through. Card can't receive that pass. 10 seconds left until another OT. It's Furia with a shot. Justin had to flip to save, but again with another chance. A pass to Card. Justin with the early challenge brings us to the midfield. Lost to the back wall, denied by Squishy. It's a second OT.
Excellent vision from both teams there. Furia really testing that NRG defense with some of those passes, and Justin absolute locked in the net. Great vision to understand where those passes were heading and get there and make those saves. I'm ready for OT. This is a tense one.
Are we ready? The last one was 4 minutes, and it's NRG that just played conservative. They looked like they were going to lose. They were in the blue half for minutes as Furia pounded their nets. And it was just one mistake, one overcommitment that costed Furia that OT. Will they have learned a lesson? They started off the series well, but Furia on a defense as both members got mixed up in the air, giving chance for NRG to get creative, get cheeky to the right side, but sent away.
Kind of an awkward ball as well for both teams to handle here, and Yanks just straight through the middle of the rotation, trying to reset NRG and push them. That's a gorgeous pass, and Justin controls his speed as he crosses the midfield. That guy, there's a reason he's a lockdown defender. You don't really think of Justin that way very often, but you know he's got that side in him. He's been a safety net for NRG for as long as you can remember.
And Squishy's being way louder in this series too, and I bet in the comms too, because it felt like a lot of Garrett and Justin doing these passes and finding gaps between Furia. Now everyone on NRG is dialed in, so is Furia, that have just been quick to close the gap in the score every single time NRG went up. Here's the counterattack as Yan tried to run into some members, but it's NRG that slowed down the play to a pace they like to play at. Squishy sends it up deep. That back wall's unprotected. Garrett centers it out in the box, but Justin can't find the finishing blow as the midfield now slowed as Furia collect themselves.
And you look at Squishy, and you're right. He's at the bottom of the scoreboard here. 374 score, and he can't make the stop. Yanks goes right through everyone. Card is an excellent play here just to beat Justin, but Garrett G gets a little bump taken out of him. Squishy trying to cover up and one step behind it. It's unfortunate because, you know, I was just about to talk about how well Squishy's been playing, but then he gets scored on. But what can you do? I mean, Furia, that's two really, really solid executing plays on the attack where they find a way to capitalize on this little pocket of space in the box. They go for that delaying touch. They pop that ball high, and then they come through, get that disruption in the net with some physicality, and somebody's right behind it to follow it up. Really nice job from Furia.
16 shots to 9 in favor of Furia. They smelt the win in the air, and I'm sure Jorby is too on the coast stream. Leaf, what are you smelling in this bracket? I hear the qualifier teams are up to no good.
I'm smelling a bunch of cooking going on because it's honestly close matches across the board. We've only had two 3-0s. The rest are like going into game 4s or concluding those soon. We have 3-0 for Space Station Gaming over Dignitas, Optic Gaming 3-0ing Shopify Rebellion. We did just get FaZe Clan finishing out their match 3-1 against G League, and G2 finishing their match 3-1 against M80. Optic also just finished theirs out 3-1 against Shopify Rebellion. Unless I already said that.
Yeah.
I think so.
So Stuffer on match point
Numbers.
and Koyer on match point. The qualifier teams are rising. It's the rise of the underdogs, it feels like.
I'm terrified.
After we just said the qualifier teams ain't Hogan mode, but Yan was almost him hitting that cross though, as Furia had a quick offense to start out things, and look how Squishy and Justin pressure that corner, but it leaves the ball to Garrett to almost be overwhelmed, but he had the boost to buy a bit of time, but
I love
maybe
it.
a free lane for Furia.
Yeah, you can see Card and Yanks there trying to figure out how do we want to move this ball. They just realize that NRG is essentially giving it to them. And so they all realize, you know what, let's just let that roll and make sure we get some boost here before we actually start this attack. And ultimately fruitless in terms of its productivity is lost. We'll poke that one to the safety of the sidewall, and yeah, it's just going to come through and try and break this up from NRG. And NRG really looking to try and establish, look, we need to get back on offense because that's 2 games in a row where we've just been bottled up and pushed into the backfield, and that has not been a good time for them.
That bottle that NRG have been playing, and it feels like they've shattered their way out. They're committing more people to that offensive front line, and because you can rely on Garrett, even if he's by himself, to buy time for this defense to rotate back, and you know NRG are so solid at those fundamentals. As Lost sees the members in the net, tucks it to the corner to maintain possession, and that's what Furia are doing, just that. Even Wildcard is gone. Yan dribbles it high, waits for him to get back, lobs it above, catches NRG off guard.
Yeah, it definitely caught Squishy off guard in the net because he sees Justin go for this challenge, and he thought this ball is headed to the corner for sure, considering Justin's challenge line, but that shot ended up getting redirected back post, beat both Justin and Squishy. Real nice bit of placement from Card.
Both offenses have been firing on all cylinders, it feels like. Even the cannon that NRG had earlier was so close. Even in the upper 90, it was saved. Furia just seemed like just a well-rounded team and have had consistent results. Remember, although NRG won the last series against Furia, Furia beat them 7 or 8 times out of 9.
A lot.
So, will the script be different this time?
Only one way to find out. NRG really need to figure it out sooner rather than later. It's only best of 5. You're on your last life. You're already down. You're about to hit halftime. You need some type of offense, and that might be it. Card, huge delaying touch up to the sky. Excellent play from him. Steps up Squishy, and he will deliver top right corner. That's one in favor of the good guys if you're an NRG fan.
Yeah, Card. It was a good initial touch, but no one to assure that it goes to the corner. And it was second spot by the defense, but regained by NRG, who executed the second attempt. As the lead has never gone past 1 for either team. In the last game, it was NRG that had to fight to keep the lead. Now it's Furia's turn, especially on match point. It looked like Yan was cooking up something, but Justin robs him of the ball. Furia get it away from Justin. Here's Squishy against 2 defenders. 50 popped up, Squishy there first. Garrett dives to get something done. As it's always Yan doing just that for Furia. Goes for the bump on the player. Trusts his team to clean it up. And Lost will do just that.
Big brain play from Yan. He sees Squishy up and kind of forcing him to take that ball in a certain direction, so Yan just gives up on the ball, just punts Squishy out of the way and continues to drive towards that NRG net and let his teammates follow up on the play. That's the value of a player like Yan. Gives you a lot of flexibility with how he can move that ball and manipulate the defense to his will.
Now NRG are picking up the pace. They're going for very quick, powerful shots that Furia have been so good at defending. Is there a team that are used to this kind of aggression? And NRG know that they might have to use that against them to just make this series close. And that is a pass to Card to the cross, and Squishy's there first, but Lost with that heavy touch almost found a way to turn the play on its head. But it's NRG that can't follow through with their counterattack due to these challenges from Furia. It's 90 seconds with Furia on match point. And in the lead, Card going for the insurance goal, pitches it to Yan, who executes for Furia.
Another excellent delaying touch here from Card. Look at him just continue to press that ball, and it forces Squishy to dive. He doesn't want to let any type of touch come out. He wants to hopefully get it clear before it can become dangerous, but he can't make the read. Garrett G is just completely blind. He's trying to cover up the net as best as he can, has no idea where the shot's coming from. Huge insurance goal from Furia. Tons of pressure on NRG. It might be a round 1 lower bracket run for him.
At least we talked about the NRG lower bracket buff that they had in the Spring Cup. That's what it took. But they can also just force a game 5 in this next minute if they can make it happen. but Furia are playing to a level that NRG are starting to fall behind on, and it's because of Yan's setups this time. He doesn't need any help. 4-1!
Here's why you can't give him space. He's got 38 boosts. Look what he does with 38 boosts. He beats 2 people. Just straight into the back post. Everyone thinking Garrett G was going to get a hand on that ball. And many people have had that same thought process against Yan, and many have been proved wrong.
Whoever comes out of this series too has to face, most likely FaZe. We're still waiting for the winner of that series. So how you play on the day does matter. NRG looked so good in Spring Cup and looked so good at the start of the series, but Furia have adapted. They have evolved. Justin with a shot right into Card's lap. And seconds are draining by for NRG to come back, and Yan had the cape on his back, and he's been making every hero play, setup, bump, solo play. Yan has always been the star of Furia. That's an open lane, and it's just free. 5-1 for Furia, as it's the nail in the coffin to send NRG to the lower bracket.
Talk about making the adjustments. Huge show from Furia this entire series, I will say. And of course, if you want to back it up further from their exit in the previous regional. I mean, you get bounced out by NRG. Maybe NRG's playing really well, but you go into the lab and you look at that game and you say, what happened? What went wrong? And you come out here and you're, oh my goodness gracious me.
I mean, they gave up. So.
Yeah, he gave up, but what is this shot? He pre-flipped it. What? Hello, Yanks? Good shot?
It's for the hat trick, baby. Yan has been on fire. Furia are moving on to the quarterfinals to face the winner of FaZe Clan versus G League, which I believe FaZe is on match point. No, they actually finished that series, so it will be FaZe. But what a series it was for Furia. It's a slow start, kind of figuring out NRG to either, slow it down to their level. Really, it was NRG that accelerated as they got more confident in the series, where you wondered, did NRG think that their chances to go to Major were possible? And I think as the series went on, they felt like they were capable of taking down Furia. They did it in the Spring Cup, and they tried their hardest to do it this time, but it's Furia who had a very firm close to the door at the end here.
Yeah, all felt very doable. But Furia, they started making those defensive adjustments. They sent that one deep player back